information on if that was tested, what became of that, basically. On the same day, investigators shut down a portion of the Bent Creek Experimental Forest, which is a popular hiking and biking spot in the Asheville area, to investigate a tip relating to Quinn's case. A permit would be needed to excavate the forest, so they weren't able to do any digging on this day, but some people speculated that perhaps this was a tip given to them by Owens himself, that he possibly buried Zebb Quinn at the Bent Creek area, or that there was some sort of evidence somewhere in Bent Creek.
Yeah, he's a damn lie anyway. I don't know if I trust anything he says.
And if you remember our very first episode, the murder of Karen Stiles takes place in the Bent Creek community. So if you've not listened to the very first episode, well, you can go back and laugh at us, but also it's a pretty interesting case.
Oh my God, I just in my heart came full circle.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for all the victims we've talked about.
In April 2017, Owens entered a plea deal in the killings of the Codd family and is able to avoid the death penalty.
Yeah.
July 10th, 2017, while in prison for the Codd murders, a grand jury indicted Owens with the first-degree murder in the death of Zebb Quinn on January 2nd, 2000.
I never realized he was actually indicted on that. Good.
Yep. Relatives and neighbors were pretty shocked to learn of Owens' involvement in the murders. I mean, you see this quite a bit in these cases where the public persona is very different from the private persona.
This dude burned up 2 bodies in a woods, sat there and smelled it while he burned up 2 bodies, cut them up. But they have no idea that he would ever do anything like this.
Well, the extremely horrific murders plus the disposal, as you've mentioned.
3 bodies.
Shows, I mean, this is like a next level kind of sociopath.
Yes.
Psychopath.
Very much.
It seems that he got away with it once.
Maybe.
So he thought he could get away with it again.
I'm telling you, we've always, it's our stance here at Mountain Murders. I think you agree wholeheartedly. If you cut a body up, it's some other type. It's that ninja level, that next level of crazy. I'm sorry. And even in accidents, your first thought isn't, oh my God, what happened? I'm scared of the authorities. What's going to happen to me? That's a natural feeling. That I understand that. So what I need to do is cut this body. Just the very mere thought of putting a tool or a saw in the human flesh, and you're busting the joints. You're literally taking this body apart in pieces. Yeah, I don't even know how you wrap your head around that shit.
Well, and the other side of that as well is she's pregnant.
And she's fucking pregnant, and he knows that, and he's friendly with these people.
Yeah.
They've let him in their home. They've employed him. Who knows? He may have done all kinds of favors and errands. They might have let him borrow money. That's all speculation, but I mean, and to be able to just kill them, even if it was an accident, it sounds crazy.
Well, that's the thing. If it's an accident,
call the damn police.
Most of the time, you can explain yourself.
The evidence will usually, granted, cops can get things wrong,
right?
But you take that chance. I'm sorry, you don't cut. I'm gonna cut it up and burn it. I'm gonna burn them. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, this is just my opinion. Not that it matters. But to me, Jason Owens is probably a serial killer. And I think he would have murdered again if he hadn't gotten caught.
I think you're right.
I believe that he got away with whatever he did to Zebb Quinn. If he was able to elude law enforcement in the Codd murders, there is no doubt in my mind he would have moved on, and it may have been a year or 2, 10, 15. He would have done it again.
He could have already, pure speculation, he may have killed someone else between that time. Nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
He's going around with this, and that's another point to what you're saying there, this mask he can present to the public. This image, almost like I can play y'all's games with the emotions and, all that. But then he's obviously very different. And I had a few stories told to me, pure speculation, no proof. But
you work with some
I work with some men now who worked with him at Volvo.
Right.
Yes. And I was told that Owens was known to be hot-tempered. Very ill, can be. He's okay, but when he gets mad, he gets very mad. And their speculation there, as rumors fly around workplaces, was that Zebb hit his car and it pissed him off. Because he was like that about his stuff. And that maybe he did something to him over that. Well, and they said that investigators brought cadaver dogs to the Volvo premises and searched all around and talked to people about if they had any ideas if they were going to hide a body, where would you put it on the premises? And spent days and days doing that.
Well, I also read, and it was a bit of speculation, I couldn't actually nail down any factual evidence that Zebb Quinn had a large sum of cash on his person, but there was some speculation that Zebb Quinn had some money.
Maybe his car money that he'd been saving
Exactly,
up.
that he had that cash on him.
Okay.
And that could have possibly been a motive, is that it maybe was robbery or it was to take this money.
Right.
But again, that was just some rumor gossip. I couldn't pinpoint that exactly. I mean, most of my sources come from the newspaper with this case.
Right.
There's a lot of news reports, newspaper clippings from 2000 all the way up. So I did get a lot of information from just basically news stories on this. Again, it was mostly just kind of rumor and speculation.
Yeah, so we're speculating a good bit there, but I think the things we can all maybe agree on is he likely did something to Zebb, basically got away with it, and he
thought he could get away with it again.
Did something to his neighbors there, a couple, a pregnant woman, the Codds, and had no problem killing those people.
Well, it almost seems to me...
And disposing of them, trying to get away with it again.
Right. And the fact that, I'm saying I feel like he could potentially be like a serial killer.
Right.
Because this guy shows some characteristics, in my opinion, and not that I'm some expert, but we do a lot of true crime here.
Well, he fits that bill.
We're big true crime fans. He fits the bill. He has the poor impulse control.
Yep.
He seemingly thinks he's owed something.
Yep, entitled. He
has that feeling and almost an air of superiority, like he's smarter than everybody.
There you go.
Like he's going to get away with this because, I'm taking all these steps to cover my tracks.
Right.
Which a lot of serial killers have, that arrogant, narcissistic.
Very much so.
They think they're smarter than the cops.
The fact that you can dismember a body, I think that speaks volumes, honestly.
And in both situations, he paints himself as the victim.
Right.
And never owns up to any responsibility for what happened to the other people involved.
Right. Yeah.
His car gets hit. He's in an accident. He's the victim.
Yeah.
In this other case, it's like, it was just an accident.
Right.
I just didn't want to go to jail.
Even when he's younger, he's presenting this clean-cut, quiet, average guy persona to people, and that's probably what people remember from going to school with him and things like that, like you said when you dug into that. But then he's running around a damn hellion, doing all this car chases, and all this stuff.
Right.
So he's obviously able to, kind of compartmentalize and show people what he wants. But then he loses, like you said, poor impulse control and stuff. So I think I think that fits the bill.
Well, he's in jail, so I guess we've all got that going for us.
Well, at least he's in freaking jail. I mean, it's too bad. I think he deserved death penalty for what he did to those people. I think that's horrible.
I think it's pretty horrible as well. And I think that Zebb Quinn's mother and his family deserves more resolution.
I think even with...
I wish they had more details about what happened to their son.
Yeah, I wish he would just come out with it. Just get it out
where
there.
His remains are.
You're in prison for life, you asshole. But he doesn't care what that family feels or thinks, probably. But he just get it off your chest. Let that poor family know what happened to their son.
Well, at this point, Zebb Quinn's been missing for 19 years.
Yeah. As long as my son is old, my son's a little older than 20, but yeah, for all that time that I was making a little family and raising kids, this family's lost their son. Been gone all that time.
It's very sad.
It's so sad.
And I've seen interviews with Zebb's mother, and my heart goes out to her.
Just not knowing.
It's just a really pitiful situation.
No matter how it turns out, and he's dead, and all these things, I'm sure in your heart, the not knowing those, like we've talked about before, could you handle it? Would you want to hear details and things? But I actually think people need that to a degree, because it's never going to be the same. But I think it helps. Just gives them a starting point to actually work through the process of grief. Because never knowing, and I think I feel like it just leaves a hole there, a gaping hole that to never be filled with anything but sadness.
I think so.
Gosh, that's just horrible.
So this has been the disappearance of Zebb Quinn, coupled with the murders of the Codd family and the story of Jason Owens.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
He's got a stupid face.
He does have he has that meathead stupid face, right?
He has like this stupid sort of squinty-eyed, I don't know.
Yeah, like
he just looks like a douchebag.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking tool. And first time I looked him up, I was like, I don't like this guy.
I don't like his face.
And I don't trust him.
He has a shifty face.
He does have a shifty face.
He does.
Oh my God.
If I saw him out somewhere, I would automatically be like,
watch that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to post a picture of him
we need to
accompany this podcast.
Yes.
We'll post it on Facebook and
Please.
Instagram. So you'll be able to see what he looks like. And I don't know, maybe we're just being petty, but I don't like his face. I've never liked his face.
No, it's, and I think everyone should comment.
He just has a bad aura.
Comment on his squinty face and the fact that he does not look trustworthy. And I wish that he hadn't done anything to any of these people. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that at least some form of justice has been served.
Yeah.
Because he's in prison. And I'm sure they don't really like baby killers in prison.
Well, no, and that was a big story and everybody heard about it. So they knew about it.
Yeah.
And maybe he got his in there. Maybe he's got his ass kicked multiple times.
Maybe he's eating fruit cocktail off the fucking floor.
Maybe somebody's up in his fruit cocktail.
Oh, God.
Hello.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, if you can't get enough of Mountain Murders, you can always join us on Patreon. We love having new patrons sign up. We post new episodes over there, exclusive to our patrons. So feel free to go check out Mountain Murders Podcast on Patreon. You can sign up for as little as $1. Don't forget, we do have that live show. We mentioned it before. We'll mention it again coming up January the 18th. Make sure you get your tickets for that. They're only $10 if you order them online.
I can't wait.
We're going to have so much fun.
To see friends. Mountain Murder friends.
All right. Well, Dylan, you have a great afternoon.
And you as well.